What's happening, road dogs and highway hounds? Yep. Private blockchains. So, meeting with the Shadow, he's talking about private blockchains for companies. You know, we're doing supply chain management and logistics type things, and you know, private blockchains. You know, I think back to Andreas Antonopoulos' video about Bubble Boy, but you know that they're talking about a closed system with, you know, there's no reason for anybody to get into their blockchain, so they use regular firewalls, stuff like that, to protect their, you know, their private knowledge, you know, on how you make, you know what, a keychain or whatever. So if you're making a keychain, keychain sucks. Say a semi, okay? You're making a semi. There's all them parts on there, and you want to keep track of those parts. Your trucking company or truck manufacturer like Kenworth, and your W900 comes down the assembly line, and you want your dealerships to know when that truck comes in. They can scan the QR code. They know exactly what parts are supposed to go on there. They can know the history of that truck and all that kind of stuff. This is the stuff you can do with Bitcoin and Litecoin and blockchain technology. But he's talking that, say, Kenworth may not really want, why would you want to put that on a public blockchain that everybody can see? Because you don't want them to know necessarily the trade secrets and that type of thing. So, and you don't want it to be out there in the open, so if whatever kind of, what are those computers called? Those atomic computers, not atomic, you know what I'm saying? Those, IBM's got one now. Whatever. If you don't know what I'm saying, you probably don't know what it is anyway. But, and they can figure out, you know, the private keys and all that kind of stuff. So if that stuff is out there, out in the open on a public ledger, you don't necessarily want that. So there is a purpose for private blockchains for those type of things. You don't necessarily want it. But one of the things I've thought about with my company, right there, honorable mention RSK, RSK Labs, was that, I forget what I was saying. Totally forgot what I was saying. Damn advertisers, big corporate giants sitting there trying to buy up your time, right? Whatever. I know something that what got me distracted was he was talking about RSK, because I was like, I don't like Ethereum. He was like, I don't like Ethereum anyway, either. And I was like, well, I like RSK Labs. And he was like, I don't like RSK Labs. They're the same thing as, it's like the same thing as Ethereum. I'm like, well, yeah, but they're using Bitcoin and Litecoin. He's like, yeah, but it's the same thing. They're trying to create a supercomputer. And he says, why do you want the programming done on a blockchain? Why do you want the programming done on a blockchain? He says that creates all kinds of problems, because of, like, the whole system has to update. I don't know. This guy's like smarter than, you know, way beyond me. But it's interesting. I'm trying to get him on here for some things, but he's like, oh no, I like being anonymous. I'm like, dude, we can do that, you know. But anyway, yeah. So the Turing complete, yeah, and it does make more sense to me. You know, why do you want the program on the blockchain? And that's something that a lot of people get into is, you know, why do you want that on the blockchain? Why? Why do you want the programming done on the blockchain? Why not just do it on the way it's normally done and interact with the blockchain? That was kind of his point, and I was like, well, I don't see, and that's my thing, is I don't know. I know enough to be dangerous. So, and that made a lot of sense to me. If what do I know? I'm just a truck driver. So, but I know I don't like the release of Ethereum. And if you do see a need for Turing complete on the blockchain, then I would go with RSK Labs, because it's using Bitcoin and Litecoin, or will be using Litecoin. I guess it's not even up and running yet. Maybe it has. I haven't paid attention. But anyway, it's just some random thoughts that I'm having, and I thought I'd share them with you because I'm trying to make more videos. But no, man, what we're doing, we're attracting some major players, I can't even say, it's beyond companies, but it's just mind-blowing how this thing is being laid out so beautifully. There was a void when I lost my truck last year and that company went under. It created a huge void in our market, and out of the ashes is coming Liberty Freight Service, and we're blockchain. I mean, here's the thing, I've been wanting to do this for 20 years, and just with me understanding Bitcoin and Litecoin and blockchain technology in general, I'm like, I see the potential. I've thought, man, this would be awesome, because I just want to be able to get my own, I want to be able to pull my own freight on my own terms as a truck driver, rather than having to, be dictated to, like most of us truck drivers are. And I don't know. But with my understanding of Bitcoin and Litecoin and blockchain technology in general, and I'm growing. I'm going to be going, and you're going to want to share this video with your friends and family and whatnot, because there's going to be a lot of learning going on this channel. We're going to grow in Bitcoin and Litecoin and blockchain technology, private blockchains especially. We're moving forward, folks. We're growing, and stick with Bitcoin and Litecoin, because here's the thing. So you got all these private blockchains and they're doing things. Well, we know we can trust Bitcoin and Litecoin. They're the gold and silver cryptocurrency, right? Everybody who's anybody knows that. Well, Monero's better, or Dash, or Decred, or this or that, and all these other things. Those are things for programmers and engineers to geek out on, and gamble with. But for common folks like truck drivers, janitors, and warehouse workers and cab drivers, whatever, for us, we need to keep it simple, stupid. Stay with Bitcoin and Litecoin. Don't worry about that stuff. All of the other problems will be worked out on private blockchains, side chains, whatever chains. And if there is any kind of value meaningful value that needs to be transmitted, it can be done within Bitcoin and Litecoin. And I'm going to keep talking. I was going to end it. I got a couple minutes. So here's how you can, I've kind of figured out the volatility risk. So I could create a private blockchain within Liberty Freight Service that actually paid drivers and did things. This is what I'm working on, paying things as it goes. So you want to ship something from here A to B, and there's a lot of different factors involved. You could have a smart contract that you pay for with Bitcoin, then it goes into our private token, and then when need be, it distributes it into back into Bitcoin, and you know, so that would limit the volatility risk. So I don't know, this stuff's gonna happen, folks, man. This is I wish I was watching this channel. Matter of fact, I do actually. I just sit at home and watch this channel all day because it's so freaking awesome. Adios, muchachos.